Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a game that has a lot of game modes. Game modes like the Endless Lobby, game modes like the Crystal Raid Boss mode and the Double Crystal Raid Boss mode, and the Xenoverse exclusive Hero Coliseum. But with the potential Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 around the corner, I want to talk about all the game modes that I want to see in that game. But right before I get into that, I do want to say I've had a lot of fun covering Xenoverse 3 for like the past week I've been doing this, and you guys commenting things that you personally want to see from Xenoverse 3 and all of your ideas. So I want to let you guys know I've started two hashtags. Hashtag We Want Xenoverse 3 and hashtag Make Xenoverse 3 Great. So I want you guys to go in the comment section and comment the things that you want to see in Xenoverse 3, and at the end of your comment make sure to put those two hashtags. And don't just do that on my video. Anytime you see a Xenoverse 3 video or discussion, put those hashtags and put the things that you personally want to see in the game. On YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, really just try to spread this thing around and let's push for the game Xenoverse 3 and for the quality that the game can give us. But that's enough yapping, let's get into the video. Now, when it comes to modes that Xenoverse 3 needs to add, there are no better than the tournament mode. And with tournaments, there are different rules and restrictions that you can add. Things like character restrictions, time limits, stages. But the most interesting thing you can have in tournaments are things like HP recovery after matches, flying, losing if you get hit out of bounds. Imagine playing in a tournament where you only get 50% or maybe even 20% of your health back after every match. That would add actual consequence to taking too much damage in each match, and everyone will have to deal with that consequence. When it comes to the no flying rule, that would actually be pretty easy to implement in Xenoverse. There's literally a boost dash button in the game, just disable that. Also take away the flight whenever you hold the jump button. And whenever your character somehow does make it in the air, do what they did with Sparking Zero. Your character will just start to slowly fall down. Now, if that's literally all they add, that would still be amazing. But I try my best to come up with really good ideas of what they could do for Xenoverse 3, so I want to take this thing a step further. Rules and restrictions only make up half of what I think a tournament should be. The rest of it should be the actual things we saw in the show. Now, for the regular world tournament, that should be the basic bread and butter. There's a bracket, everyone fights until there's only 2 guys left, and at the end, the guy who wins at the end is the winner. But for something like a Cell Games tournament, that should be different. Now, take pretty much everything that the World Tournament has, but make it to where the host is the final boss. Then there's the consecutive 1v1 type tournament. And we've seen this a lot in Dragon Ball. I mean, Fortune Teller Baba's tournament was the first consecutive 1v1 tournament. Then in Dragon Ball Super, we got things like Universe 6 vs 7 tournament. And remember, this is a consecutive 1v1 type of thing, so there are no loading screens or waiting times in between the matches. It's literally some guy gets knocked out and the next guy goes up. So if you're on low health, low stamina, low ki, you stay that way while someone comes in fresh, ready to beat the hell out of you. Which, fun fact, is why Vegeta lost the hit. But nah, imagine one guy beats like 3 to 5 guys consecutively, oh my goodness, that would be so cool. Then in Dragon Ball Super, we got the Zen exhibition matches, which is like the game mode equivalent of best 2 out of 3. Now in this mode, instead of it being consecutive one-on-ones, it's going to be 3 separate one-on-one fights that take place after each other. So maybe red team wins the first one, blue team wins the second one, and the third match will be like the tiebreaker. That would be really cool. But I do think with this mode, it shouldn't just be best 2 out of 3, make it best 3 out of 5 too. And if Xenoverse wants to be goated, best 4 out of 7? Oh my goodness, that would be so clean, bro. And again, these won't be happening at the same time. They're gonna happen after each other. So you can watch your team either get a full sweep immediately or have to watch your team slowly win, lose, and wait for the tiebreaker at the end. Dude, that would be so exciting. And this is one of the game modes I really want them to add, the Tournament of Destroyers. So basically, if you don't know, in the manga, the Gods of Destruction had a battle royale to see who was the strongest God of Destruction that would be left standing. And that would obviously be really fun and chaotic, but the evolution of a battle royale is a team battle royale. And you know exactly where I'm going with this. We need a Tournament of Power mode, bro, a team battle royale. Give us 6 or 7 teams of 3 people, and that in of itself would be so cool. And again, we're gonna need a bigger, better Tournament of Power map. I need a Tournament of Power map that's the size of Archipelago, bro. I'm gonna need them to go crazy with that. But there's one more type of tournament they could add, and this would be crazy. So in the BoJack movie, there is a battle royale, and after the battle royale, there was multiple of them. The people who won each of those battle royales went into a bracket style tournament, and then they would have to fight each other, and at the end, the winner of that would have to fight against Mr. Satan. So imagine a just crazy 3-stage tournament type of thing. That would be crazy. I'm not even gonna ask for that, but I could see that being like some crazy like ranked tournament thing they do over like a week. Like that would be crazy. Now that's the end of the tournament segment of this video, but I have a bunch of other game modes I think could be as fun, if not funner. Number one, gravity training mode. So basically with this game mode, it will be our characters playing on maps or stages that the characters in the original series used for gravity training. And of course, the maps would have a gravity effect on you, which would be making you slow to slower to really, really slow. The first map idea I have is King Kai, and aside from us getting like our first real King Kai map, which would be amazing, do it how they did in the other Budokai games, I think on this it will be like a permanent times 10 gravity slow effect. So like the lowest slow effect they can give you, but it will be constant. The next idea I have is either the ship that Goku used to go to Namek or Vegeta's gravity chamber. Okay, so I have two ideas on how I think they can implement this. So idea number one is that it's going to start at 0 times Earth's normal gravity, but it's going to slowly increase more and more and make our characters slower and slower. But at the end of each cycle, and let's say every cycle is like a minute and 30 seconds, at the end of the cycle you get 30 seconds of fighting with like enhanced speed. And this will be a reference to whenever Goku completed his training and went to Namek and he was just like crazy fast, like faster than he could even believe. But then after that, the gravity's gonna cycle back on, and that'll kind of be a thing, like a minute and 30 of increasing gravity, then 30 seconds of a speed boost, and that'll be like the cycle. Now, my second idea came from when I watched the Goku filler of him almost dying because the gravity machine like started messing up and it started fluctuating. Imagine you're in the chamber and like every 20 or 30 seconds, it'll just pick a random gravity mode. So maybe it'll be 0, or it could be like 10 or 50 or 100 or 200 or 400 or something like that. And my last idea for a theoretical gravity mode would be a hyperbolic time chamber mode.
Actually, Ramatra, in the Japanese, it's called the Room of Spirit and Time.
And just like King Kai's planet, the time chamber would have a times 10 gravity effect, which again would be the lowest out of all the gravity effects, but the time chamber has a lot more things that can offer a challenge. The time chamber also has way less air than a regular world, like 1/4 as much, and I think because of that you could also have reduced stamina recovery. And the part I really want them to add is the crazy weather, from the firestorms and the blizzards. I would love if the deeper you go in, the more there's like crazy hazard effects with the ice freezing you and the fire doing fire damage, or maybe you could do like the fire stun, and like visually it would look so cool if they would add the weather change, but also just mechanically it would be really cool too. Okay, that's it for the gravity modes, but I still have more ideas in the noggin, bro. Next game mode they should add, and I know a lot of people want this, a survivor mode. And with this mode, I think you should be fighting hordes of enemies. Now, there's a big problem with Xenoverse where you have to fight like 3 enemies at a time, but the game will make you fight like 20 to 30 dudes, so it's just like the most like obnoxious, slow thing ever that just takes so long. The way to fix this is for Xenoverse to add horde mechanics, like how Dragon Ball Kakarot has some. And Xenoverse already has specific moves for specific game modes, like how there's like the Crystal Raid boss moves. Rage Saucer also fits as a horde move. Ironically, a lot of the raid boss mode moves would fit as horde moves because they're just really big, AoE attacking a lot of characters at the same time. So that would actually fit. They could actually do that. And then plus, you know, you could just kind of take some of the same generic horde moves that Kakarot has, where you just zoom around, punch a bunch of people, moves where you make big explosions, but like, just make sure to give us more. We need a variety of moves. And that's one of the things I'm gonna make a video on in the future, is that raid bosses need more moves. And there's a lot of characters you can use to make, you know, horde battles. There's the Frieza soldiers, there's the 1 billion metal coolers. You want to go manga content? The few Zamasus? You could even do like a Janemba type of thing where hell's open and all the people are coming back and all the villains are coming back. Or, again, it's kind of the same concept. Dragon Ball GT, Super 17, hell is opened up again, all the old villains are coming back. You could do a lot of stuff like that. You can really get creative with something like that. And my own unique horde idea is that you just take all the NPC time controllers, or even just reuse some of the actual time controllers that are like made by people, and then you just have us fight them. But it's like, oh, baby's controlling people in Kantan, fight these people. And this is where I'm going with this. I want all the horde modes to have like bosses at the end of like every 10 hordes. Give us like a boss fight, you know? Let us fight gigantic metal bit cooler. Let us fight against Fat Janemba, and then Janemba. Let's fight against Super 17 or who's ever related to the horde. Let us fight the boss fight version of that. And of course, every like level is gonna get like exceedingly harder and stuff. You know, that's obvious stuff, but I think that's how like a really fun, cool Horde mode could work. And my final game mode idea isn't even actually my idea. I gotta give all the credit to my bro, Just Boog. I'm gonna have his channel linked below, but he gave me this idea. And it is a capture the flag mode, but instead of capturing flags, you're capturing Dragon Balls across the map. And the only input I have on what this mode should have, because I don't have that much input on it, but 1, the Dragon Ball location should be random every single match, and 2, unlike regular parallel quests where you can just kind of have the Dragon Radar at the beginning of the match, make the Dragon Radar something you have to like get at the beginning of it, like as soon as possible. And both sides are fighting to get the Dragon Radar, and only one guy has it, so you have to make sure the guy with it doesn't get knocked out, or the other guys can like pick it up off his body or something like that. I think something like that would be really cool. It's like when you play dodgeball and at the beginning of the round, you have to like run to the middle of the court and get the dodgeballs as like ammo and stuff, kind of like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think those are all the ideas I have in my head so far of like game modes that I would like to see in a Xenoverse 3. Maybe if I get some more ideas, I can make like a second part 2 to this video, or maybe if you guys give me some of your ideas of like, hey, we want to see this as a game mode, or we want to see this as a game mode, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'll make another video. That would be pretty cool. But I think that's pretty much the end of this video. I will try to get another video up tomorrow, but that's pretty much it. And God bless. Hope you guys have a great day. We're all doing our best. Keep doing your best. I'm gonna keep doing my best too. I will see you guys later.